Welcome to the Red Tech Daily Podcast, powered by artificial intelligence. I'm Marguerite Clark, your host, bringing you the latest insights and updates from the world of radio, broadcast, and digital audio industries. Today, we're diving into some exciting developments, starting with the release of the Australian Podcast Ranker for September 2024. Commercial Radio Australia and Triton Digital have just unveiled the Australian Podcast Ranker for September. This monthly report is a vital tool for brands and agencies as it highlights Australia's top podcasts and assists them in making informed podcast advertising decisions. The ranker showcases the top 200 podcasts listened to in the country, the top 200 Australian-produced podcasts, the 20 largest publishers, and the top 20 sales representatives. The podcast industry in Australia is witnessing remarkable growth. According to Commercial Radio Australia, nearly 6 million Australians are tuning in weekly, marking a 15% increase compared to last year. This surge underscores the growing influence and reach of podcasts in the Australian media landscape. So, who topped the charts in September 2024? Leading the pack is Hamish and Andy from Listnar, Southern Cross Austereo, with 847,644 listeners. Following closely is Case File True Crime from Audio Boom, attracting 788,823 listeners. ABC News Top Stories from the Australian Broadcasting Corporation came in third with 782,185 listeners. Rounding out the top five are Mamma Mia Out Loud from Mamma Mia with 540,606 listeners, and Shameless from Shameless Media with 479,754 listeners. When it comes to podcast genres, Society and Culture remains the most popular, boasting 495,107 listeners. True Crime follows with 3,851,074 listeners, while News, Sports, and Comedy also feature prominently, drawing in millions of listeners each. Looking at the top podcast publishers, ARN.iHeart leads with 4,172,356 listeners, followed by ListNR, Southern Cross Austereo with 3,487,488 listeners. The Australian Broadcasting Corporation, Audio Boom, and SiriusXM Podcast Network also make the top five, each commanding a significant listener base. In terms of sales representatives, Listnar, Southern Cross Austereo tops the list with 7,026,215 listeners, while ARN, iHeart follows with 6,524,352 listeners. Other notable mentions include Nova Entertainment, News Corp Australia, and Nine, all playing crucial roles in the podcast advertising landscape. StreamGuys is gearing up to host an insightful webinar on Wednesday, October 30th, aimed at helping radio stations boost their audio advertising revenue. The session will delve into three key audio monetization models: direct local sales, remnant sales, and audience extension. StreamGuys will offer guidance on implementing these models effectively, highlighting best practices in technology and business strategies. Participants will learn how to leverage unsold direct inventory in the marketplace and explore options for both experienced sales teams and newcomers to remnant sales. Additionally, the webinar will demonstrate how broadcasters can expand their reach within the StreamGuys ecosystem to maximize direct sales opportunities. A live question and answer session will follow the presentation, providing attendees the chance to engage with experts. The webinar is scheduled for 10 a.m. Pacific Standard Time or 6 p.m. Central European Time. Benztown is offering American radio stations and any other stations interested in covering the upcoming United States elections a complimentary Election 2024 AudioPack. This AudioPack is packed with sound effects and audio content focusing on key election issues, along with daily updates from Benztown's news and talk libraries designed to enhance stations' election coverage. It includes drones, sweepers, liners, and listener audio that Benztown promises will elevate programming quality. This valuable resource is available for download until Tuesday, November 5th, 2024. David Fernandez Quijada explores the potential for rural radio to become a significant focus in Europe, pointing out the current gap in broadcast services for rural communities. While radio has historically been a tool for development in rural areas of developing countries, in Europe, radio services are predominantly urban-centric, often neglecting rural audiences. Quijada highlights existing efforts like the BBC's Farming Today and RTA Radio 1's Countrywide, which cater to rural interests. However, he argues that these are exceptions rather than the rule, and there's an untapped opportunity for broadcasters to target the 90 million rural residents in the European Union, potentially generating new revenue streams by addressing the unique needs of this underserved group. The podcast show is making a grand return in 2025, scheduled to take place on May 21st and 22nd at the Business Design Center in London. This venue, which hosted the event in 2024, will once again be the epicenter for the global podcasting industry. Organizers are currently in the early stages of planning and are inviting session and panelist pitches, with applications open until December 16th, 2024. The show is expected to attract over 6,000 podcasting professionals from around the world, including independent creators, brands, agencies, publishers, and those involved in the broader audio landscape. It will feature a variety of sessions, speakers, and live podcasts, alongside exhibitors showcasing the latest equipment and services tailored for the podcasting market. This gathering presents a unique opportunity for companies to engage with a wide array of industry professionals. The event is not only about networking, but also about sharing knowledge and exploring emerging trends within the podcasting sphere. Interested exhibitors and sponsors are encouraged to contact the organizers to discuss engagement opportunities. And that wraps up today's episode of the RedTech Daily Podcast, powered by artificial intelligence. Thank you for tuning in and joining me, Marguerite Clark, as we explored the latest happenings in the radio, broadcast, and digital audio industries. Be sure to visit our website at redtech.pro to read the full articles on today's topics and more. Until next time, take care.